Help me to explain what you meant by that, because I could have possibly just read that all wrong. I'm not always right.
To hear over and over, y'all did this to me. Y'all ushered them in. Last year, he was bragging about, I'm so tired of what we did.
Okay.
So tired of what we did. Because what did you do?
Well,
If you weren't around, if you
ma'am,
weren't
don't know what I was
around,
about to say.
if you were keeping all your life a secret, and you didn't feel comfortable with
about that.
Well, I
But what
feel
I'm
like
simply
that's what
saying
you're
to you,
saying. We
I
didn't
talked to you.
usher
I talked
them
to you.
in.
Yes, you
Gregory,
did.
we
Yes, you
didn't.
did.
Cecil and Gregory have been friends
Yes,
this
you did.
entire
And
time.
it was
The
understood
friendship
why you
has
did it.
never
You did
wavered,
it
never
because you
been
all were trying to
separate.
get back at me. And that's
We were
just
not
that.
trying to-
You said it was my karma. You said it was my karma. I do not know where Simone and I went wrong.
Okay.
I do not know. All I know is that I've asked you to go back over the last 10 years and you tell me everything that I've ever done to you. And I will own it. For that outburst that I did, I apologize to you because you did not deserve that. You can add something if you like.
I'm done.
Okay, very good. Then.
You want to say, I accept.
I accept.
Okay.
I think aggression sometimes has its place. And I think that the unspoken part is how all of us guys kind of understand. You're not going to talk to my wife crazy. I'm not going to talk to yours crazy. You don't have to really say it. You just have to abide by it. And if it gets crossed, then you know there'll be an out.
No,
And you
that's
need
not
to get
true.
over that.
That's not true. Actually, the remark you made about throwing us a baby shower.
The baby Larson is coming soon, y'all. And we're having a big baby shower. And I'm going to be responsible for it. I was literally just trying to prove that I am not against y'all.
You supposedly left me.
And I
The rule that you're supposed to stand up and speak for your woman.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
I think everyone believes that. However, I don't believe in this thing that my wife can say anything to you.
But you can't say anything.
I don't believe in that.
Okay.
And I've said that from the beginning.
That means you'll stand.
Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 18 recap, ending on a high note. Season 11 of Married to Medicine has officially come to a close. The 3-part reunion is over, but when we last left off, the husbands were on stage with Andy, calmly talking through their drama. Meanwhile, Simone and Quad were about ready to rip each other apart backstage. In Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 18 Reunion Part 3, the ladies returned to the stage with their partners to make one final attempt at resolving their issues. Believe it or not, they somehow managed to reach a happy conclusion to the chaotic season. What happened in Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 18? After Simone and Quad's shocking fight, the cast regrouped and rejoined Andy on stage with the M2M men. Quad and Gregory confronted each other about their histrionics from the Key West trip, and Heavenly made a heartfelt plea to Contessa. Despite all of the drama, the group seemed to be smiling by the end. Keep on reading for the breakdown of how the M2M cast wrapped up Season 11. Simone and Quad were ready to rumble backstage. At the end of last week's episode, it felt like Simone and Quad were about a millisecond away from a fistfight. When things get that volatile, it takes someone like Dr. Jackie and a few security guards to bring things back to a normal level. Jackie grabbed her bestie and escorted her into a separate room, far away from the chaos. Sweet Tea tried to follow them, but she quickly got reminded of the M2M pecking order. This was a conversation for the OGs, so Jackie looked at her and was like, Latiasha, give me a minute. Sweet Tea walked off, and once it was just the two OBGYNs, you could see Simone slowly start to calm down. The steam stopped rolling off her head. Meanwhile, Dr. Mimi was in the other room giving Quad a full-blown therapy session. The theatrics in this group never end. Can Greg and King move forward from the sandbar fight? The contrast between what was happening on stage versus what was happening backstage couldn't have been more stark. The women were back there screaming at the top of their lungs while the husbands were sitting on stage having a reasonable conversation. Andy prompted the men to discuss the infamous sandbar fight, where King and Greg nearly came to blows. Neither of them wanted to admit any wrongdoing, and when discussing the charges that Greg filed, King said it was all bogus. I actually called the police station myself, and they said that they told him to stop wasting their time, King revealed. There were no charges. Greg replied and claimed that he dropped the charges. However, King clapped back like a well-seasoned reality star. He was ready to stand up for his queen. You challenged me, and I guess you got in your feelings when I stood up to you, King told Greg. When Andy asked if there was a path forward for the men, Greg made his stance clear. He said he didn't think they could move forward, but why would they? These two have no business being in each other's lives. Simone and Quad made another attempt at forgiveness. The ladies came back on stage with their husbands, and Quad and Simone made another attempt at sorting through their mess. At this point, it feels like we've heard them have this same conversation a million times. I'm so tired of hearing about what we did because what did you do? If you were keeping all your life a secret and you didn't feel comfortable with us, you didn't trust us, Simone told Quad. What else were we supposed to do other than move on with or without you? It's a messy argument from Simone because we know that she did try to kick Quad out of the group. She just doesn't want to admit that she ushered the Lunsfords back onto the show to help make that happen. Quad seemed willing to let it go, but she admitted that she still felt resentment towards Simone because of what happened at the season 10 reunion when Simone made a comment about Quad's niece. The ladies agreed to move forward, but again, they had this same conversation 3,000 times. I'm not convinced, but there was one person in the room moved by the whole thing. That was Dr. Heavenly. She said that the fight between Simone and Quad stressed her out so badly that it made her want to work on her relationship with Contessa. She looked at her frenemy and gave a heartfelt apology, asking for peace. It's like it finally dawned on her that if they want their show to move forward, they all need to tone it down. Contessa, I'm so sorry. We got to work through this, sister, Heavenly pleaded. Quad went head-to-head with her ex-husband. Part 3 of this reunion was a lot for Miss Quad. After her exchange with Simone, she still had to address her ex-husband. They've been tiptoeing around each other since the Key West trip, and they finally needed to address how their argument made the entire cast uncomfortable. In a surprising move, Greg looked at Quad and apologized for his behavior in Florida. He claimed that it was out of character for him. Even more surprising, Quad accepted the apology. Hallelujah. Quad also took a moment to clarify that it wasn't her intention to antagonize her ex-husband during the trip. She explained that talking about her libidinous dynamic with King wasn't a way to get under Greg's skin. She's just making conversation. I'm not taking shots at Dr. G when I'm speaking highly of King, Quad told the group. This felt like tremendous progress, but was it enough to warrant Dr. G and Sweet T's place in the group next season? Absolutely not. These exes shouldn't be forced to be around each other. It just doesn't work. Another thing that doesn't work is Dr. G's singing. Someone convinced him to do a live rendition of his little song, and honestly, I'm trying extremely hard to erase that from my memory. The group found a path forward to season 12. Season 11 had intense blow-ups and endlessly messy drama between exes. Plus, let's not forget that a cast member quit before finishing the season. It's been a rocky road, so I completely understand why Jackie said at the beginning of the season to prepare for some high highs and low lows. I wasn't sure how this group would come together to find a path forward, but Andy landed the plane like an expert. He ran through a montage of some of the shadiest moments of season 11, but it wasn't about the nasty insults about each other's families. It was the fun kind of shade that we love from this show, like Heavenly making cracks about Simone's fashion or Jackie comparing Toya to an Anna Litch. That laughter felt like a much-needed reminder that there are true friendships in this group, and they rid each other into the ground because they love each other. With that in mind, Andy invited all of the women to say something nice about each other. He commended them for the progress made at the reunion, and Jackie noted how they all bring something special to their circle. I think it takes all of us to hold this group together, Dr. Jackie explained. Everybody has a special place, and without all of us, we wouldn't be who we are. Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 17 Recap. Here come the husbands. Welcome back for another Married to Medicine recap. Last week, the group kicked off the Season 11 reunion, which Simone nicknamed the Day of Accountability. So far, we haven't seen much accountability from anyone, but perhaps that's why this reunion has 3 parts. When we last left off, the ladies began to dive into those rumors about Dr. Damon and his alleged love child. In Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 17, Reunion Part 2, that conversation continued, but there's still no evidence of a secret baby with the last name of Kimes. What happened in Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 17? The M2M Season 11 reunion continued as Andy brought the husbands on stage. Dr. Greg and King came face to face for the first time since the sandbar incident. Meanwhile, a backstage argument between Quad and Dr. Simone nearly got physical. Keep reading for all of the highlights from Part 2 of the Married to Medicine Season 11 reunion. Dr. Contessa and Dr. Heavenly went for another round. Last week during the M2M reunion, Toya and Simone both claimed they heard rumors about Damon's infidelity. The two of them were adding fuel to Dr. Contessa's allegations about him having an unclaimed child running around somewhere. Dr. Heavenly didn't flinch over the accusations. Instead, she looked at Contessa and made a comment about her breasts being too far apart from one another. This is deflection at its finest. "Please don't talk about me when you got botched surgery," Heavenly said. Again, this isn't the behavior you'd expect from the day of accountability, but Contessa and Heavenly are very much trapped in a toxic cycle. They apologize and act like they want to move forward, right before ripping each other to shreds. Dr. Simone pointed out how it all boils down to Heavenly's social media antics. "It's a road we've been down a million times, and even Andy seemed perplexed on how they're still having this same exact conversation. This is possibly the 10th reunion where we're talking about your social media," Andy pointed out to Heavenly. Sweet Tea shared an IVF update. During Part 1 of the M2M Season 11 reunion, fans couldn't help but feel bad for Letitia as she got raked over the coals by Quad, Heavenly, and Toya. The roast of Sweet Tea continued this week, but she did give us an update on her baby journey. You'll remember how earlier in Season 11, Greg gave a firm timeline for getting baby Lunsford into the world. At the reunion, Letitia revealed that they're working on making it happen. She had 2 failed IUI attempts, and for the next steps, she's going to start